Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Let's have a look at problem 2444. Count subarrays with fixed bounds. This is today's daily challenge problem. In this video, we're going to explain a treatment based on simple counting with a for loop. First, I'll read through the problem statement, and then we look at the analysis, and finally we share the simple code. First, let's look at the problem statement. So we are given an integer array called nums and two integers, min k and max k. So a fixed bound subarray of nums is a subarray that satisfies the following conditions. First, the mean value in the subarray is equal to min k. Similarly, the max value in the subarray is equal to max k. So we are required to return the number of fixed bound subarrays. So here are two examples. So example 2 is sort of special because the min k and max k is the same. So and also all the elements in this are the same and also equal to this value. So we just need to return the number of subarrays, that is 10 for this example 2. For example 1, so the return is 2. So there are two such subarrays. So one is 135 and the other is 1352. So the constraints or additional assumptions for this problem are the following. First, the list length is in between 2 and 10 to the power 5. So 10 to the power 5 actually is a decent large number. And secondly, the elements in the list and the min k, max k are in between 1 and 10 to the power 6. So with that said, we are ready to look at analysis. So here I would like to draw your attention to a hint. So this hint is very suggestive. So can we solve the problem if all the numbers in the array were in between min k and max k? So actually our solution is implicitly using this hint. So with that said, let's look at the analysis. First, let's emphasize again. So here the treatment is based on simple counting with a for loop. So the key point is that how to reduce the problem and how to do effective counting. So the plan or the big idea is the following. So for each index I or the corresponding elements, we would like to find how many fixed bound subarrays end at that index or the corresponding element. And then to get the total counting, we just need to do a summation. The question is how to do it. So there are two things we just need to pay attention to. First, if the current element nums I we are looking at is out of bounds, and then no fixed bound subarray ends there, right? Secondly, if nums I is in bound, then we can see the contribution is this one. The mean index for min k and the index for max k minus the start index, then plus 1. So here we want to explain this formula or this expression. So we want to use an example or a piece of segment in example 1 to fix the idea. Let's look at element 2 in this array, 1352. Then the number of fixed boundary subarrays ending at element 2 is the min minus start index plus 1. So because we need to include both 1 and 5, so we have this min. The index for 1 is 0 and the index for 5 is 2. So the min of these two is 0. So the start index is 0 and then plus 1. So we have 1. So here, to be specific, the start index is the index corresponding to an leftmost inbound element index. Here is 0 because 1 is in between 1 and 5. So up to now, I guess this example is still sort of special. Let's look at another one to get a better feeling. Let's look at element 2 again, but in this array. So we have 10,444, 1352. So we want again to compute how many fixed bound subarrays ending at element 2. The number is still, we are using this formula. So here, the index for the min k, so this is a 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for the min key, that is 1, the index is 4. And for the max, that is 6. So we get min of 4 and 6, that is 4. Then the start is this element, this index 1, because 4 is inbound and the index is 1. So this guy is outbound, right? So it's -1, then +1. So we get a 4. In other words, so ending at 2. So we can start from here, we can start from here, we can start from here, we can start from here. That is, these are the 4 fixed bound valid subarrays, right? So we get this 4. So once we done this, then the whole process is just a for loop and submission. So here are 2 full walkthroughs for example 1 and example 2, right? So we have the index, we have the element value, we have the number of arrays ending at valid fixed bound arrays ending at that index. Then you just sum, right? Here is 2, here is 10. So with that said, let's look at the coding. The coding actually is also sort of routine. First, I'm going to get the length of this nums, right? So this is just for convenience. Then we set a variable called result, whose final state is what we want to return. So next, we want to have found min, found max. So if we found the min key or max key, so these are the Boolean values. So originally false. And also we want to have the start index. So also the means for start for min and start for max. So initially all 0, right? And then we just need to do the for loop. So for I in range n, right? And then the current element. So current, let's just write this one, is nums I. So you can just use nums I, but that's actually needs some repeated writing. So let's use current. Then if current equals min key, this means that we have found min, right? So in this case, found min is true. Change the flag, and then found min, the start min is going to be the current index, right? Similarly, we check if current equals a max key, right? If so, we find the max. That is, we change the flag, and then start max. The index will be the I, right? So next, we want to check if the current element is inbound or out. So corresponding to the 2 items here. So if it's outbound, we do nothing. If inbound, we do the counting. So let's see. If not, say the current element min key is in between current, in between max key. If not the case, so we're going to reset found min, found max to be the false. It corresponding to restart or split the subarrays, like in the hints, right? And then we are going to start from I plus 1. In other words, we ignore the previous segment. And then we want to introduce a variable called nArrays, ending at I. So let's use a temporary variable, right? So in order to avoid make wrong writing or spelling. So temp will be the number of valid fixed bound subarrays ending at index I, right? So if found min and found max, in other words, so we have found both min and max, then this number temp will be the mean of start min and start max, then minus start, and plus 1. So this is exactly the second item, right? So in other words, if this is not the case, this just contribution is 0, right? So anyway, we're going to increment the result by this temp. All right, and then what we are remaining to do is to return the result. So this part is corresponding to check if there are valid valid subarrays at the current element we are looking at. So this corresponds to the counting or increment counting. So this just returns the final result. So this piece of code forms a solution format to this problem. Let's first do a check before we make further comments. Yeah, it passes the second example. Now let's look at the first example. So the min is 1, the max is 5. Right, we should return 2. So now let's look at the generic case. Yeah, it passes all the generic case fast. So I guess that's about it for this solution to the problem here. So actually this problem, for doing this problem, is this method here is like sliding window, or just a simple counting with a for loop. So the key point, as we mentioned, is to reduce the problem and do effective counting. So you can try to write a format according to the hint, like in hint 3. But here we actually doing the same. We are actually doing similar thing, but we didn't do the split explicitly, because the split is corresponding to the reset of this start index, right? So with that said, I guess that's about it for this video. You are welcome to check out our channel for analysis of other problems. With that said, I guess that's it. Thank you.